People are kids and God was the firefly. This is how I would summarize God's own life on earth when he was in the flesh. And I am linking this to a Bible verse. It is Hebrews chapter 12 verse 3. It reads, "Consider him that endured such opposition from sinners, that you may not grow weary or faint-hearted." So I am a naturally very sentimental person. I don't know if this is biblically sound or anything like that, but I would just imagine and make sense of the things that I read in the Bible, and you know how the kids try to catch the fireflies? You know why? There's no reason. If there was one, it's fairly simple. It's because the fireflies they're bright, they're shining, so it draws the attention of for the kids. And although it must have been lots of trials and tribulations for God himself, Yeshua, when God was in the flesh, as I'm trying to understand God's own heart, and it must have been, in some sense, it must have been easy for God to endure those opposition and hostility from the sinners, because in God's eyes, watch me, man. I'm at the ocean. Like, you hear this a lot of times, that God's heart is bigger than the ocean, and it is. His heart is bigger than the ocean. So it must have been quite easy for him to endure those sinners' oppositions and hostility, because in God's eyes, all of us, like even the ones that are just purposely rebellious against God, we look like kids to him. And because he was 100% righteous, that means just his personality, God's own personality, was shining. You see that light behind me? Like, that is how Yeshua's life was shining like the firefly. So people, being the kids they are, like including myself and you watching this video, like we're just like little kids in God's own eyes. So we just get curious and we try to catch the firefly. And we as human beings, we never take time to really think in POV from any of the animals or the insects that we see, because we consider those very little and very like trivial beings and of no use, or like no importance. So we tend to never think in like in those insects or animals' perspectives. But when we do, in those rare occasions, we find that although we might have all the best intentions and we were naive, it was causing pain, it was inflicting pain to whichever animal or whichever insect. Think of your childhood memories when it was summer vacation or something. You were trying to catch some bugs, or like grasshoppers, spiders, grasshoppers, butterflies, mantis, whatever kind of insect, like you name it. Think of your own childhood, that summer vacation when you were 8 years old, 7 years old, 11 years old. You were out there in the forest or whatnot with your bestie, and you were trying to catch those. Like, it is like it's not a bad thing. It's just a natural thing, and it is within God's order of creation. So I would say in my efforts, like, so to speak, like in my trying to understand God's own heart, it must have been not so difficult on his part, on God's part, to endure people's oppositions and people's hostility towards him. Yeah, just like what I've titled this video, people are kids, basically. People are kids and God was the firefly. So that is why the people crucified Yeshua, and it was only natural. So if you get what I mean. That's it, man. That's all I wanted to speak on in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Peace. I love you. Bam.